This is my hobby, the greatest hobby. Hello everyone, Hobbyist here, returning to you once more with the Sacred Pool character expansion exploration. Last character we covered was the Chivalric Knight, and his high principles of honor and the way that he conducts himself. So let's go ahead and get into the last character inside of the Sacred Pool expansion. The last character standing before you. A pious follower of righteousness who is willing to take up arms to defend the innocent and strike down the wicked. This is the Cleric. So let's go ahead and cover this last character inside of the Sacred Pool expansion. So the Cleric has a strength of 3, a craft of 4, again a bit more on the average side. And then there's that logo that I've mentioned in previous videos, where you see that one with the lady on it. That essentially is the Sacred Pool logo. So any adventure cards, spell cards, the quest rewards, or any of the characters and alternate endings will possess that logo, making it easier to differentiate from the base game. So if you don't want to play with the Sacred Pool expansion, just look for that symbol and it'll make things a lot easier for you in order to put it away. So now let's continue with the rest of the Cleric's stats. So the Cleric has a fate of 3 and, oh dear, what is this? A life of 3. Why is the health so low? Because, as an interesting side note, the Cleric literally is the character in Talisman who has the lowest base game health. Not base game health, excuse me. Lowest life value inside of Talisman. But hopefully she's got to make up for that somehow, right? Well, let's check out these 3 character abilities and find out. So, whenever you are about to pray, you may replenish 1 fate. So, you have a fate value of 3, which is definitely on the better side of things when it comes to fate values. Like the Magus's fate of 1, the Dread Knight's fate of 1 is definitely not very good. Whereas you have some wiggle room with the 3 fate with the Cleric. So being able to pray at spaces like the chapel, because you are a good character who starts in this location. So being able to pray here helps. Being able to pray at the temple, being able to pray at the High Temple inside of the city expansion, or if you get turned evil, you could pray at the graveyard, which I didn't mention before, which I don't know why I'm waiting to mention it now, but it is what it is. So being able to pray at the different locations and being able to replenish this fate is definitely a good ability to have. And this also takes it just an even step further when it comes to the fate replenishing with the second character ability. You may choose to automatically destroy any spirits without resorting to psychic combat. When you destroy a spirit in this manner, you may not keep the enemy as a trophy, but you may replenish 1 fate. Sorry guys, the camera blurred on me again. I don't know why it keeps doing that to me. But with that second character ability that I showed you before the camera cut out, that definitely sounds very similar, doesn't it? If you remember in the very beginning when I had talked about the priest, and the priest has an ability that's exactly the same up to the fact that he gains spells for every spirit that he vanquishes, whereas the cleric gains fate. Replenishes fate for each spirit that she vanquishes. So being able to vanquish spirits and focus on strength is definitely the way to go. Because again, most spirits can't stop you. Because you can just automatically kill them off. Gain as much fate as you need to. Replenish as much fate as you need to. And just kind of move forward in that regards. But the third character ability is the entire basis of the cleric and the reason why you want to be killing off spirits without resorting to psychic combat. And the reason that you want to be praying at the various locations. It's because you may discard one fate to prevent your character from losing a life, or one of your followers from being killed. You can only do this once per turn. As it fits within the mythos and of the character, being able to use fate to save followers and to save yourself, especially since you already have a fate value of 3 and a life value of 3, you can kind of essentially treat the fate as if you have 6 health rather than 3 health, because you can use that fate as an extra life marker, if you will, just to kind of give you a visual representation of what this character ability actually does. Being able to save followers from being killed is definitely a plus, because more times than not, with any other character, there's really nothing that you can do for your followers if they get killed. If they get killed inside the chasm, or if they're sacrificed to the vampire tower, there's really nothing that you can do aside from just lose them. But being able to keep all your good followers, all your followers that give you abilities and stat boosts that give you various advantages, is definitely where the cleric shines the most. But being able to use that fate, regardless of if it's light or dark fate, if you're using the Woodlands expansion, in order to keep yourself alive, definitely has its pros in the sustainability area. So expansions like the Firelands, as long as you have fate, it makes it easier to not burn, and you'll generally last longer than the Chivalric Knight or the Magus or the Dread Knight, because you have fate to be used as your extra layer of protection, your extra layer of health for yourself and for your followers. So I do believe that the Cleric, if we're comparing Sacred Pool characters by themselves, is the best Sacred Pool character overall. But that's just my take on it. Maybe there might be other ways that you guys have played as the Cleric, but I definitely like to go the strength route with her, and to just use that automatically destroy spirits ability to just keep my fate up, and to pray every now and again to keep my fate up, so that way I can constantly have protection against losing my own life or losing my followers. But overall, this encompasses the final character inside of the Sacred Pool character exploration. Hopefully you found this guide to be very useful. I'll see you guys in the next one.